So students, this is the third and concluding part of the topic importing exporting data between CSV file and pandas data frame. Now if you want to get the data frame index labels from the CSV file, so if you want to use a columns coming from the CSV file as index label for the data frame, then you have to use the attribute index underscore COL. So what will happen if you read the CSV file table.csv? So this is the CSV file which is stored in this folder, in the D drive. And if you use the attribute index underscore COL and you write RNO, what will happen? And you print the data frame, this attribute will use this value RNO as the heading here. So it will become the column name of the indexes. The next is if you want to find the maximum value from a column. So for this, max function can be used. So let us create a data frame from the CSV file table.csv. So for that you'll use read underscore CSV. Okay, so when you use statement pd.read underscore CSV, it will read the table.csv file and store it as a data frame in df4. And if you display the df4 data frame, you will get this data frame. And if you write df4.rno.max, so what it will do is it will find the maximum value in the RNO column. Maximum value in the RNO column, which is 41 here. So that is why 41 is displayed here. So max function is used to find the maximum value of the given column, which is the column name which you write before max. So the syntax is data frame name dot column name dot max. Next is for reading specified number of rows from the CSV file. Suppose you want to read the given number of rows, say 3 rows or 4 rows from the CSV file. For that, n rows attribute is used. So rest of the syntax is same, pd.read underscore CSV function, and the whole path where your CSV file is stored. Name of the CSV file is table.csv. It can be any name, whatever name you have used to store the file. N rows is equal to 3. So what it will do is it will extract only the first 3 rows of the file and it will create the data frame from those rows, from the given number of rows. So these are the first 3 rows and the df4 will have these 3 rows here. The next topic is reading from the CSV file having the separator which is different from the comma. So sometimes there are certain CSV files which are created in such a way that their separator character is not comma but some other character is used to separate the data. It can be semicolon or pipe or hash or any other symbol to separate the data. Now for reading such CSV file which is using separator other than comma, you have to specify the character that has been used as separator using the additional argument SEP. So the argument SEP is used to define the separator that has been used in the given CSV file if it is other than comma, because comma is the default separator for the CSV file. So this is an example. Suppose table3.csv is a file here, table3.csv, and it is having the delimiter semicolon. So the semicolon has been used as a delimiter character in the file table3.csv. So for reading this file, what will be the command? Now if you read the CSV file which is having separator other than comma without using SEP argument, that is, as you have been reading in the previous slides, you can see if you write pd dot read underscore CSV the path and names C1, C2, C3, this is how you give the column names. Now what will happen here? This is the CSV file which is having the separator other than comma, that is semicolon was the separator here in the table3.csv file. Now because it will not be able to separate the data because it is not the default delimiter comma, so it will take the whole row as one data and it will be written under the heading C1. So that whole data will become C1. So from this part to this part, this is one column now because now the separator is other than comma, so Python is not able to separate these values differently, that is 21, Ananya, Mohit. The Python is unable to separate these values. It is because the separator is semicolon instead of comma. So while reading, it will read the entire row as one column value under C1. So remaining 3 columns will have NaN values because it will not get any value for those 3 columns, that is C2, C3 and C4. So those column values will be replaced by NaN values. So to read such file which is having separator other than comma, you have to use SEP argument. So you have to specify in SEP argument which separator has been used to store the file. So the same file, see the same file table3.csv where the delimiter was not comma but a semicolon. If it is specified in the SEP argument, SEP is equal to semicolon, and if you read in such way, then the data frame created will be created properly because now Python is able to differentiate the values from one another. That is 21 is a different value than Ananya. Now it can be separated because now Python will be able to identify semicolon as separator. Next is storing data frames data into the CSV file. So if the data in the data frame, we want to store the data frame data into the CSV file. Till now you have been writing or studying how to read the CSV file and store the data in the data frame. Now you have a data frame and you want to write the value stored in the data frame into the CSV file. So for this purpose, to_CSV is used, and here you'll use data frame because now the data is to be transferred from the data frame to the file. So that is, you want to store the given data frame to the CSV file. So it will be data frame dot to a CSV file path. So two syntaxes can be used. Either you can write to_CSV the file path, or you can use SCP argument to give the separator character that will be used in the file. So consider a data frame which is having these values. So suppose these values are stored in table2.csv. First, let us create the data frame. So for that we use the statement df4 is equal to pd.read csv and the name of the CSV file along with the whole path. Now with this, df4 will be created. So this is the df4 which is having the data from the file table2.csv. Now we want to write this data frame into some other file. So for that, toCSV function is used. So what you will write? You will write the name of the data frame, which is df4 here. In the previous slide it was df4, so df4 dot toCSV and the whole path where you want to store the file, and in the end the name of the file .csv extension must be used. So when you run, you'll not get anything on the Python screen, but if you locate or go to this path that is in the D drive, in this folder, in this subfolder, you will be able to see this file created. So you can open this file in Notepad and you can see the values of the data frame df4 are now stored in the file new table2.csv. So the data is from the data frame df4, which is now saved in the file new table2, and you can see the separator comma. By default the separator is comma. If you are not using SEP argument, then the separator used is comma here. Similarly, if you write df4.tocsv and the name of the CSV file, and if you write SEP is equal to hash, so here you have used SEP argument. So now the default comma will not be used to separate the values. Instead of that, hash symbol will be used, and you can see here, while if you open the file in Notepad, you can see the values are separated by hash. So the separator used here is hash. Next is handling NaN values with the function toCSV. If your data frame has some missing value, it will be displayed as NaN in the data frame, and in the file if you want to replace those NaN values with some other values, then how will you do that? So suppose this is the data frame df4, which is created from the records of the table 2.csv. So this is the CSV file from which the data 4 has been created. Now if you write df4.loc, suppose you want to change this name, that is name of the roll number 5, to NaN, how will you write? df4.loc 3 comma name, so it is 0 1 2 3, so 3 comma name column. So this is how you will write. First row index is 3, this is 3 row index, and name column is equal to np.nan. So this statement will replace that value by NaN. You can see here. Similarly, if you write df4.loc 0 comma fname, so 0 means 0 index, 0 row index, so this is 0 row index, and fname, this is the fname column, so this is the NaN value. So if you display df4, you can see these two values have been changed to NaN. So this is the data frame having NaN values. So the two NaN values in rows 0 and rows 3 respectively. Now if you write df4 dot toCSV, so this was the data frame with two NaN values, and if you write df4 dot toCSV, then the path and the file name is new table. Yeah, the file name is new table. Now what will happen when you execute? This df4 will be written in new table, and you can open it because it is created in D drive in this folder and subfolder, and so you can see this is the new table created. If you open the new table file, this is the new table file in Notepad, you can see the data in the file, and these were the NaN values. No values are being displayed here. because they were NaN in the data frame. So here you will see empty comma representing no values in the file new table.csv. Now if you write df4, the same data frame, if you want to write with a different command, that is using sep and na_rep as the arguments, then what it will do is, the separator is a pipe sign. So the separator will be pipe sign, and NA underscore, this underscore is hidden. It is underscore here, NA underscore REP. So NA underscore REP is equal to null. So what it will do is, it will replace NaN values by null. So if you open the new table 1 file, then you can see now the values have been replaced by null, which were the empty values there. Comma was the separator and empty commas were here in the previous slide. Now they are null and the separator are pipe sign, because SEP argument is having a pipe sign here, and NA underscore REP will set the NaN values to null value.